Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name's Max and today I'm showing you all of my Inktober prompt responses so far. And as you might know, the official prompts this year were kind of garbage. They were really boring. No disrespect to whoever wrote them, but like, find me one person who wants to draw a friggin' passport, am I right? I did follow those prompts, but I also had my own kind of prompt list, and it made it a little bit more challenging to try and like pair their prompts to my prompts. So I'm just going to give you a verbal kind of overview to listen to while you watch them, and hopefully inspire you a bit more, because we're about halfway through the month now and you all might be feeling a little bit like you don't want to do it anymore, because like, really, how many times can I draw a passport? I hope you enjoy the content. So the prompt for the first day was backpack, and I found this a very underwhelming prompt, but you know, it's what it is. And I was just using this one pen, one of those like biros with all the different colours on it. And I just drew my character Ace, and he was wearing the backpack. Wow, high concept, I know. And my personal prompt for the day was Ace, just as a character. I was going to draw something with him. And he's got a torch and some gloves. And I wanted to make it a cohesive kind of spread with the next prompt for the next day, which was discover. And so Ace is discovering a vampire, because my personal prompt for this day was vampire. And because I only had these couple colours, he ended up having like green hair, and it looked kind of stupid, but you know. As well as the multicoloured biro, I also used some liquid ink as kind of the background colour, and I tried to make it look like the torchlight was shining across, but it looked kind of dumb, it didn't really work. And so this was day 3, and the prompt was another absolutely thrilling, exciting, shiver me timbers prompt, and it was boots. So I just drew some boots, and then I put them in a kind of underwater paradise looking thing, because my prompt was underwater or something like that, like sea life or something. And I was using the same pen again, and I was planning on using this for like the whole challenge, but then like the next day I'm pretty sure I did something different. And I used blue liquid ink for the background because it's under the sea. And then the next page, I think the prompt was exotic, so there's already like exotic fish, so that was fine. But my prompt was creature, so I drew a terrifying, scary creature that lives in the water, and he's just so scary. I enjoyed layering the different colours like I did up here on the jellyfish to make a kind of purpley colour, and I've made like browner tones in other places as well. Here was the finished thing. It's pretty swag, don't you think? So the prompt for the next day was binoculars, and I thought what would be really clever was if I drew Legolas, right? Because he can like see really far with his elf eyes, and so he's basically like the binoculars of the friendship group in Lord of the Rings. And it doesn't really look that much like him because I made his hair a little bit too dark, and also I messed his nose up, I think, so you can tell who it is, but it's not perfect. And conveniently, the prompt for the next page was Trek or something like that, and I thought, well, seems as the whole of the Lord of the Rings is basically just a big trek, then I can just draw another Lord of the Rings character. So I drew Aragorn, and it doesn't really look like Aragorn either, but you know, there was an attempt and I tried, and I am pretty happy with the overall finished result of both pages, even if it isn't perfect. I just used black for this one and not all of the different colours because I just thought that it would look better in just black and white, and I did this for like a couple more later on. This is the final result. So the next prompt was passport, and as you have learnt, I am not against bending the rules somewhat, so I drew a lady passing some port, as in the alcohol, because that's just so funny. And I used my brush pens because they have ink in them, so that is like an allowed material, and I also used the liquid ink again, just for the sky I think, and then I went back to using the brush pens for the background and stuff. But I did also use biros for the outline, so I used like several different materials here. And the prompt for the next day was hike, so I just set the two ladies on a hike, and I drew them in these weird colours because I don't really have any skin colour brush pens because they run out. And I wanted to kind of draw some like citrus themed people. That's why there's little oranges and limes on their accessories. And I actually really like this page. I think it has a nice vibe to it, and it's a little bit different to what I normally do. Contrastingly, this is a page I do not like all that much. My personal prompt for one of the pages was dress, because I kind of fancy drawing a dress. And the prompt for this page, particularly from like the official list, was sun. So I thought I'd do like a dress that was kind of designed, inspired by the sun. That's why it's yellow. So it's clearly very high concept stuff here. But I just didn't really like it. It looked it was really simple and kind of basic, and there wasn't anything in the background. So it was just a little bit plain and silly. The prompt for the next page on the official list was nomadic, and so I drew what I imagined to be a kind of nomadic looking kind of outfit that was made of like animal skins and stuff. I designed it kind of inspired by some of the outfits that my characters from my book wear, because they're from medieval Scandinavia and they kind of travel around a lot, so it's, yeah, nomadic, but still, it was quite a plain background, and so I still didn't really like this half of the page either. This next one is so strange looking as a concept. I wanted to use all the different ideas, so the prompt was snacks, and then my prompt I think was animal hybrid or something, and so I had to incorporate those two ideas, but then on the other page it was remote, and I think like crying boy or something was my prompt, and so I had to draw a crying animal hybrid boy eating some snacks with a remote control. And yes, I'm aware it meant remote as in like distant and far away and cut off from everything, but you know, how was I meant to incorporate that? So I just had him sitting on the couch with some snacks and a remote, and he's crying. So that was the concept for this one. And I went back to using the 4 different coloured pen for this one because I just fancied it. And I guess we will never know the story of this weird little boy. Why is he crying? Why is the remote so big? And why does his snacks look like dollar bills or something? I don't know, I probably shouldn't have made them green. This is the final thing, and maybe you like it, you probably don't. Okay, this one, I didn't like it at the time, but it's actually grown on me. The drawing itself is kind of bad. I ended up unintentionally deviating from the prompts like a lot with this double page. I knew the prompt was horizon, and I was gonna incorporate the horizon, but you can only see like a tiny shred of it, because my personal prompt was angel, and I didn't realize how massive he was gonna be and how much of the horizon he was gonna cover. And then the one on the page opposite was like roam or something like that, and I just kind of ignored it. I guess the angel's roaming, sort of, but I wanted to do a like 2 worlds sort of thing where you've got the eye within the tree, little portal, and then the kind of outside world where the angel is. And so I used my brush pens to do everything on the outside. I tried to do like a kind of Van Gogh Starry Night sort of sky. It really didn't work, it looks a bit stupid. And then on the inside I just did grayscale with a ballpoint pen to kind of give the impression that they're 2 different worlds, so I quite like the concept. And the execution was kind of bad. The footage for this last one is really terrible because I was doing it kind of in the dark, so the light keeps changing. But the prompt for this one was guidebook, and I thought I'd draw a book in the middle, and it's got like guiding sacred knowledge in it, and that's why the little rabbit looking guy is praising it or something. I don't know, it's a bit weird. I thought it would be a bit more interesting than drawing like a sort of tourism guidebook like the prompt probably intended us to. And then on the other page, I think the theme was grunge or something like that, and I just used black and white because I thought that was kind of grungy. And my own prompt for it was Wonderland, so I just drew loads of different kind of symbolism and iconography from the Alice in Wonderland story, like just the really well-known stuff. And I just did it in black and white to make it kind of grungy looking. And the liquid ink that I used really like ruined it kind of, because it kind of absorbed all of the ink on the other page, so that was quite frustrating. But this is a little flip through of all of the ones I've shown you today, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you watch the next one in a couple of weeks once I finish the whole challenge. I wish you the best of luck with your challenge, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!